Today marks 2 years since the release of my album Trigger, so I thought that I would honor some of the requests that I've had for tutorials. I thought that we would start with the simple blues riff, which is the main riff of the song Wave Trigger. It sounds like this. Okay, so as you can see, it is a pretty simple repeating blues riff, and it is in the key of F sharp minor. You can get the tab for this. It's on my Patreon. That's where all of my tabs go. I really appreciate the community and the support. So go and grab that if you like. And with that said, let's do it. Before I show you exactly how to play the riff, I just want to show you what the chords are as well that you're hearing underneath the riff. It is very, very simple. Basically power chords, all of them. We got F sharp power chord, we got A, and we got B, and it goes like this. Now there's just one variation to that riff, and that variation involves a D power chord and a B power chord, and it goes like this. Okay, but the whole rest of the time you're basically hearing an F sharp 5, an A 5, and a B 5. So let's dive into the actual melody right here, and we're starting on the 9th fret of the top E string right there, which is the 5th of F sharp minor, and after that we go to the 3rd of F sharp minor, which is on the 10th fret of the B string, and finally we got the 11th fret of the G string. So it's basically an arpeggio, an F sharp minor arpeggio, and in kind of bluesy fashion we're gonna slightly bend the 3rd there, the A on the 10th fret of the B string. So okay, that's your first part right there. Now you'll notice that I'm using my fingers to pick rather than my plectrum, and that is because, well, you'll see later that I'm kind of using my hand to create some little dead notes and kind of funky little effects, and it just sounds different when you play it with your fingers, and I just thought it sounded better when played with my fingers, so that's why I chose that. But I do keep my pick right here because like later on in this particular song there is a solo, and I will use my pick to play some of that solo. So you know, this is basically where I store my pick for easy access. However, you don't need to have a pick at all for this particular part of the song, so you can dispose of your pick just now, or you can pop it in here if you like for later. You know, it's a pretty handy thing to have your pick right there. I do recommend getting used to that, but you know, each to their own. So that's just how I do it, and here we go. So the way that I actually play this is by using my index finger and then my thumb for these two notes. Okay? And then I'm going to use my thumb again for the 9th fret of the G string going into the 11th fret of the G string, and I'm going to use my index finger for that. Just makes it kind of snappy like that. Okay? Now, so that's the first part of it. Alright? Now, I'm going to use my thumb. Okay? I'm going to use my thumb to slide from the 11th fret to the 9th fret on the D string, and give that one a little bend and a shake, and then pull it off to the 7th fret, and then play the 9th fret of the A string right there. So you've got, okay, okay, so the whole thing. to practice just that bit. Now after that, we're going to get a dead note like this. So, and then we're going to hammer on. So the dead note I'm producing by pulling the string pretty hard, but then muting it down here. So you just get that dead note right there. And then I'm going to use my thumb to play these two notes, basically hammering on from the 7th fret of the A string to the 9th fret. Okay? Like that. Okay? Now the last part of it is like that, 7th fret on the D string, going back to the 9th fret on the A string, and then again a dead note, and then again hammering on from 7 till 9 on the A string, and then kind of slapping it a little bit like that, or giving it that snappy kind of sound by pulling it. Alrighty, so and that is it. That is basically the phrase. And it is just that phrase that is repeated 4 times. However, the 3rd time around is slightly different. For that one, we basically go. And then we're into the 4th one. So the 3rd time around, we're going to not quite finish the phrase, and then go like that up and basically start the phrase again. And for that one, we're going thumb, thumb on the 9th fret to the 11th fret. So, and then we repeat the whole thing. Okay, so let me just play that 3rd time for you again. So 3, 4. Okay, so basically we were going playing the riff, but then adding that little bit, basically the start of the riff at the end of that cycle, and then going back to playing the riff the 4th time, just the same as we were playing it the 1st and the 2nd time. And you'll also notice that I've got a little dead note ringing just before that. Okay, so that kind of, dead note can really help to kind of funkify things a little bit. Okay, so I mean, again, that's the reason that I'm playing it with my fingers here rather than with the pick. And that's about it, guys. So let me just try and play the whole thing for you. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. And that is about it. Now, I could also say that I do sometimes play it a slightly different way, where I don't hammer on those ones there, but I actually slide them. So for that kind of alternative way of playing it, it would be like this. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed that and that you will have some fun with it. Remember, you can grab the tab for this and all of my other tabs at patreon.com/QuistJam. Really appreciate the support, and I will see you very soon. Take care, guys.